What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we are jumping back into Destiny 2, and in this video we do have news updates, a patch that we're going to get next week with fixes and changes, as well as an April update on the cards, with adjustments to armor pieces and more. But we are going to talk potential future content in the video as well, which includes a very curious reprise weapon in the form of a shotgun from D1 that we might just be getting this season. And we also have some really cool story details, as well as the increasing possibility of Siva returning, so it's worth discussing that. And then we get a better look at the hidden vault on the moon, and otherwise we're going to round up new exclusive drops, content updates, exotic bugs, and more in the video. So guys, as always, I hope you do enjoy this one. Also got to say a big thanks for the support this week as we launched the new 500k shirt. Once again, you guys are incredible, and that support means the absolute world to me, so massive thank you for that once again. Now first up today, we do have a quick update for the world drop armor that was added this season, and there were a lot of player complaints about the lack of seasonal mod slots on these armor pieces, so Bungie say that the good news is that they're adding seasonal mod slots to the sets in an update next month. The 3 faction sets will get Season of the Worthy mod slots, and the rest of the armor will get either Season of Dawn or Season of Undying mod slots, and so essentially the reprised faction stuff is going to be the most relevant stuff. But you do say that all of the sets will be able to use seasonal mods from the season before and after the season that they're designated for above. So kind of unusual that they don't unlock them all in the same way, but Cosmo did at least confirm that they're being added retroactively, so any pieces you already have will get those mod slots unlocked, which is definitely good. So once again, that's in the April update, and it is worth noting that this should also be the one where we get the update to the Nightfall Ordeal, and I'm sure Bungie will give us more details before that drops on April 21st, also with the Guardian Games event, so that'll be an interesting one. But now let's talk about upcoming content, and we do have some spoilers here, so if you want to be completely spoiler-free, I'll timestamp the next section of the video down below. It does regard upcoming rewards, quests, story, and more, so bear that in mind. However, it would appear that something unexpected could be on the way, so initially Jinsa tweeted, "I can't find the weapon itself yet, but this was definitely added, Felwinter's Lie ornament. Customize your Felwinter's Lie." So that was a few days ago, but he has since followed up with this tweet, where we actually get a look at a Felwinter's Lie ornament inside of Destiny 2. Jinsa says that it doesn't have a name yet, but it's in the files. And the Judd sub has actually put the render of the weapon together right here, so it does appear to be slightly updated from back in D1. And there are a bunch of badges and icons attached to the weapon there. But there is more, so Jinsa also tweeted, PvE Observatory, mission Felwinter's Lie scanning. And there are listings for Felwinter Coffin, Felwinter Resurrect, Felwinter Siva, and Felwinter Fight. Now that is certainly very interesting stuff. And of course it leaves us with a bunch of questions. So initially, why is Felwinter featuring into this? And from what we know, some leaks that we had a couple of weeks back suggest that we are going to have some story content closing out the season where we learn more about Rasputin, but also a relationship with Felwinter. And somehow Felwinter is quite possibly the son of Rasputin, which I know is pretty complex, especially since Rasputin decimated the Iron Lords by way of Seraph Frames, and they're the same ones that we can finally see in D2 now. And so Iron Lords, and indeed Siva, do look very likely to be a key theme at some point in the nearish future. And also interesting, Spectacle pointed out right here that Jinsa had shared some assets found in the Destiny 2 game files, which do look quite a bit like Siva there potentially, and so in itself that's pretty interesting. Also looking back at Rise of Iron, we can see Felwinter Resurrect, Felwinter Siva, and Fight, and so that could mean a number of different things. One possibility I thought of was a Siva-fied version of Felwinter, just like what we saw in the vaults hidden back in the Cosmodrome in D1. Who knows, maybe that'll be a thing, although there's definitely speculation there, but this could be a story thread that ends here with the end of this season, but otherwise it's possible as well that it could continue into Season 11. What does, however, seem likely now is that this content could be linked to the hidden blacked out vault on the moon that we've spoken about. So there's a room attached to the moon bunker, which is currently completely blacked out, and also isn't accessible via the main kind of doors in the bunker space. But after us only really being able to take a look in the very dark room right here, Parasito on Reddit has since shared a really neat set of images, which were put together using video frames from ghost scans, which is a pretty clever technique there. But it does mean that we get a bit of a look at some of the geometry inside of this space. Also in addition, Cloud was also able to light up the room a little bit in these screenshots shared to Twitter. And so it's definitely a space that we're going to get access to, guys. And it's also interesting given what we can see about Felwinter's Lie and the moon bunker, is that we also know about the heir apparent exotic Cabal machine gun. And so actually, it looks like we have two pretty secretive pieces of content coming up. And of course, neither of them are confirmed by Bungie, so the precise timeline certainly hasn't been announced, and it's worth bearing that in mind, but nonetheless, some very interesting content is on the way. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about that in the comments section down below, guys. And I'll link relevant threads, Reddit posts, and things like that in the description as well. Now though, we've got some content updates for the game, and firstly, Bungie say, on the subject of the Season of the Worthy seal, that they've noticed players have been trying unsuccessfully to unlock a hidden triumph in the Season of the Worthy Almighty seal, but this triumph is not currently available to unlock, but will be later on in April. So I believe they're talking about the hard-coded victory triumph, where you need to complete a Seraph Tower public event without failing a single support tower charge cycle. And so we now know that cannot currently be completed, but at least there's time to get ready and practice for that one. And also, some of the recent Warmind cell builds that have been coming out in the game are very, very good for running Seraph Towers and completing that triumph, so I'll link my video from a couple of days ago down in the description. But also for Rasputin bunker bounties, Bungie confirmed that weekly and daily Rasputin bounties are only available on the destination where the weekly challenge is active, so all of the bounties are tied to the specific weekly challenge bunker location for that week. And on top of this, Cosmo said that they're looking into a problem where banners between Seraph Tower public events don't work, and this is only on specific occasions. But he says it looks like it's currently only affecting the moon, although some players are saying it's also affecting the European Dead Zone, so they are looking into it. Quick mention for Twitch Prime loot though, if you are subscribed to that, Bungie have announced this month's exclusive rewards, so Prometheus Lens is a featured weapon, and also they're dropping the Eye of Osiris weapon ornament with that, and then the Tyrant Shell exotic ghost, and the Fleet Scar ship. So if you signed up to Twitch Prime, you can claim those rewards for Destiny 2. The link for the Twitch Prime page will also be in the description. But Bungie have outlined a new hotfix that should be coming out next week on Tuesday, March 31st. So this is hotfix 2.8.02, and the main target of the update will be the issue affecting Trials of Osiris challenges not being reset properly, although there will be some additional changes. So they're fixing a problem where upgrades on the Season Pass were only unlocked for one character and now will properly unlock for the entire account. There was also a problem where the first weekly clear of a legendary lost sector would not award a powerful drop. And then for Raiju's Harness, they've removed the glitch that allowed players to hold Whirlwind Guard indefinitely, and that means the exotic will now be available to use again. And the huge Titan arms from the Titan Season Pass arms ornament have been nerfed and no longer will be blocking view in first person. There was a problem where the Season Pass SMG and shotgun wouldn't create Warmind cells with ornaments equipped. That's being fixed. And a problem where Sentinel Titans were able to extend Sentinel Shield and Banner Shield by suppressing themselves. And then a problem with those planetary materials dropping from bunker upgrades. Essentially, players were not getting the correct amount. Once again though, Bungie have said that despite fixes that they're bringing next week, they are continuing to investigate disconnects, crashes, and error codes. So there have been a whole bunch of them all across the game, problems that have affected Gambit and Crucible, but also a heightened number of errors in general. So once again, it is something that they are still working on getting sorted. Do bear in mind that this weekend, once again, Trials of Osiris weekly challenges are going to unlock at 5 PM PDT on Saturdays. And so if you aren't getting the appropriate drops at 3, 5, or 7 wins, that is a persistent problem, and they are still looking to get that sorted in that future patch. They're also looking to fix problems where players may not receive progress on Crucible and Iron Banner quests and bounties. That seems to be a connection issue. Also for Rasputin's daily Seraph weapon, it can only be claimed on the character that players were first on rank 92 of the Season Pass. And also the Lost Classics Rasputin bounty does not count Crucible matches in the Classic Mix playlist for completion. So also bear those in mind. And then finally, for some feedback here, Cosmo has said once again that on the subject of boss stomp, the team is definitely aware of the feedback around being stomped by bosses. No idea if we're likely to see any changes there in a future season. But also DMG did ask for feedback about quests and acquiring specific weapons, and said would you rather see more objective or ability requirements, or general verbs like headshots and multi-kills. And he lists some of the current popular feedback about this kind of content, so players do not like being forced to use a specific weapon archetype during Iron Banner quest steps. And players would also like to turn in their tokens before finishing the quest, as well as feeling like matchmaking restrictions are too strict and skill seems to be creating a poor environment. Of course that is only for some players, but then for SMGs and bows, they don't feel appropriate as quest step requirements in the current sandbox. And is also taking continued feedback on solo versus fireteam matchmaking. So if you want to give any additional points there, you can go and do that in the appropriate threads. But for today, guys, that is everything we have to speak about in the videos. So thank you as always for tuning in. If you have enjoyed the video, a rating down below really does help me out on the channel. But also feel free to get subscribed and turn on notifications if you want to be kept up to date with the world of Destiny 2. Once again, I will link the apparel store down below if you want to check out any of the merchandise, the new shirt, or any of the older designs as well. And your support, guys, is very much appreciated. But otherwise, for now, whatever you get up to, I hope you have an awesome day.